Hello everyone, welcome. My name is vAaron and today we're here to discuss a Dragon Hunter build for you guys that I am using on my rogue. So obviously, maybe you're a warlock, maybe you're a hunter, whatever it may be. The only thing that you can't copy is obviously the powers. However, everything else you should be able to copy and it should help you guys out a lot. So gear, it doesn't matter. You've got whatever gear you've got. You can't do anything about it. You're trying to get the mythic gear, so I can show you all this, but it really won't make a difference. If your group is using Mastercraft, try and get your hands on some Mastercraft weapons. It doesn't have to be the Feywood. It could also be the old ones. The Mastered Obsidian is what my rogue one's called. But in terms of gear, you've basically got what you've got. There's nothing you can do. We are using the Mythalar set because we have got the Band of Air, and the Mythalar set will help proc that Band of Air. If you guys want some smoother runs, you could also switch your DPS artifacts out. As you can see, mine's envenomed, and it's quite selfish, so you could run one person with the Mythalar, maybe two people with the Frozen, the Heart of the Black Dragon. There's a number of artifacts that you can use if you want a smoother run. You can debuff the boss and buff yourselves and all that good stuff. So in terms of gear, doesn't matter. Just work to get in your mythic. You'll get it eventually. So stats, again, we are using augment. We're using an augment companion because I am sick of seeing the pseudo dragon dead. And I also like seeing them stats. Them stats are pretty good. However, when it comes to enchantments, it doesn't matter. You've got the enchantments that you've got. There's no point me telling you should run a Jade, you should run a Citrine or whatever. It doesn't matter. You've got what you've got. This build isn't for you to think, well, you've got all this stuff. Yeah, I understand that I'm near maxed out. So I'm going to try give you the best advice that I can for the level that you are at. However, these you can get. These are the overload slots. Dragon Slayer, your at-will encountering daily powers dealing an additional 10%. If you get two blue ones, they will not stack. So I'm running a blue and a green. And where you get them from is you get some guild marks, come to the stronghold, and then you go to this guy here who has all of them. As you can see, you've got the Slayers, but also you've got the Wards if you want some damage mitigation. And that's pretty much it. Them overloads are going to help you out a bunch. Again, if you find yourself dying a lot, maybe pick up some wards. Again, don't use a blue and a blue or a green and a green. Use one blue, one green so they can stack. Okay, so the power screen. If you haven't got the Band of Air, then you're going to want to go Wicked Reminder, Lashing Blade, and then Assassinate. It's pretty standard single target stuff when it comes to the rogue, but because we've got the Band of Air, we have switched Lashing Blade for Path of Blade so the Band of Air can proc even more. However, you can also switch Assassinate. I don't even know the reason why I kept Assassinate and got rid of Lashing Blade. I don't know, it's just what it is. It seems to work, and that's about it. So that's everything in terms of powers. As you can see, for class features, we have Invisible Infiltrator and we've got Oppressive Darkness. And on the bottom, we're going bottom, 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 top, bottom. I haven't changed them in a while. Maybe I need to figure out if that's still right, because it's been a while since I changed them feats. Boons. So when it comes to Guild Stronghold boons, it depends what stats you need. In terms of your defense boon, I don't like running hit points because it becomes harder to proc the ribcage, which is why I don't increase my hit points. So I am running defense. Again, I don't really need awareness because awareness is the combat advantage the mobs have on you. There is no mobs about, so we're going with straight defense. Doesn't make that much of a difference, it's just stats anyway. And you also always want to use this when you are in Dragon Hunts Revive Sickness, because that death sickness that you get, it's pretty terrible. I mean, I still think it shouldn't be in the game, but it is what it is. Now, boons, we've gone for all offense stats, we've gone for all hit points, we've gone for some defense stats, so we've got percentage points in defense and awareness. And then up here we have damage versus the undead, not a big deal. Dinosaurs, not a big deal. Fiends, not a big deal. It's a shame there's no dragon enemies here, unless cultists. I don't know. I don't think there's a dragon increased damage against dragons. Maybe that is something they need to add if they plan on making dragons viable, even more viable in the future. Maybe they need to switch out one of these and put the dragons on. And also for the top one, we are using Bloodlust. And for the tier 5, we have Forte and we have Recharge Speed. You could go with incoming healing, you could go with stamina regen, you could go with AP gain. It's not that much of a big deal for tier 5. It's just what your class needs. Companions, this is where it gets interesting. So, as I've said, I run the Owlbear Cub because I find it easier to balance the stats. As you've seen, my stats are pretty much on the same level. Equipment, we have 2 Tarnished, which are double offense, accuracy, and crit severity. And then we've got a Forest Lady's Icon, which is combat advantage and crit strike. And we've also got precision, because as you can see, our crit strike is 52%. And yeah, it's quite low. But before I move on to the companion active bonuses, I'm going to tell you what potions and food I use. So Watermelon Sorbet, that's going to increase your power and accuracy. And you got the Flask of Potency rank 3 plus 1. That's going to increase your crit severity and a couple more offensive stats. We got Wildstorm Elixir, which is going to increase crit strike by 2k and also crit severity by 5%. And then these, again, are must-haves. However, you can get them in green, blue, purple, orange, and mythic. So just pick up whatever you can. But these are 7.5% against dragons, increased damage against dragons, and then this is damage reduction against dragons as well. So you can put both of them on at the same time, and that's really going to help you out a bunch. Now, as you can see, our stats, so our crit strike has gone up to 55. We'll pop that Forger's box. Our power is nearly 90. Crit strike is low, crit severity, it is what it is. But the reason being, I apologise, I thought I put that on silent. If you heard my phone then, put that on silent. So, this is the main companion that is going to help you out. It's called the Dragon Hunter, and when you get it to Mythic, it's going to give you 11% damage versus dragon creatures. It's absolutely essential for this Dragon Hunt build. We've got the Minsk. Obviously, the dragons are a special type of enemy, which means you should be getting the 8.6% versus stronger enemies, so that's even more damage. Batiri's Wisdom, the dragons are classed as bosses, so that's another 11% damage. And we have the Neverwinter's Night. A lot of people might say, why aren't you running the Phase Spider or something like that? Well, the Neverwinter's Night increases my damage by 7.5%. The Phase Spider does crit chance and combat advantage by 3.8%, so you are actually getting more DPS from the Neverwinter's Night. And then in the utility, we have the Golden Cat. Because we can't put the Stoldorf there, so we did pick up the Golden Cat. That's going to increase our combat advantage. That is everything on the companion screen. Now we're looking at mount insignias. So, as you guys know, I'm not running a Striker Companion, which means we have got rid of Warlord's Inspiration. We have 2 Assassin's Covenant, we have 2 Gladiator's Guile, and we've got a Shepherd's Devotion. And then in terms of insignias, I've switched these out so many times, just trying to balance stats. Your stats are what they are. You might not have mythic insignias, so if you can try get a couple of Assassin's Covenants to boost your stats, a couple of Gladiator's Guile so you can move quicker and avoid red and all that good stuff, and then a Shepherd's Devotion because I can't remember what it does. Whenever you use a daily power, you and your teammates' defense is increased by 1500, and that movement speed is increased by 10%. So take more damage, not much more damage, and you can move quicker. So that's basically why I'm using that. And that is about everything on this build. The main DPS source is these companions. the 4 damage companions. A lot of people aren't running 4 damage companions. I'm not sure why. I think it's a no-brainer. I think the Dragon Hunter is a complete no-brainer. The Minsk, it's going to be 8.6% if you're doing Ancients, I'd assume. It's so hard to test things on console. Batiri, again, it's 11% bonus damage. Neverwinter's Night, it's 7.5% bonus damage. Now, if we look here, our stats, our combat advantage is about 8% away. Our crit strike, once we get the HUD and the ribcage going, you're looking at about 17%. So that'll go up to about 82. I so got that wrong. Anyway, it won't be very high. I think it'll be 72, not 82. My bad. And then you've got the crit severity. When the ribcage procs, that's going to go up into the 80s as well. It's not bad. Is it the best? No. But this is what I'm using to kill dragons, and it works very, very well. If I'm with an average group, I can easily hit 100 million DPS. If I'm in a really good group, we're all pretty much on the same level anyway. Maybe I'm pulling ahead a bit. Maybe they're pulling ahead of me. Depends on the dragon, depends on the run. No run is ever the same. Make sure you have in your equip potion tree your stones of health. Always have them equipped. And also make sure you are picking up some scrolls of life, because you are going to need them for this. So we'll pick up 13 there. Make sure you got scrolls of life, because if you're down in red, no one can pick you up because they will be dead as well. You got to pick yourself up. Always take scrolls with you. Again, if you can, get your hands on the Mastercraft set and try get everyone in the group using them, because that's 10% outgoing damage and 10% damage mitigation. It's really, really useful, guys. But let me know your thoughts on this build. Are you going to be running it? Maybe I've made you aware of something you didn't know before. Let me know down below. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you are new. You want to make your way back to the channel. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.